Lots of hemming and hawing, and because the video is timestamped, he can't even claim the video was taken before the new limit was enacted. The judge apparently very pointedly asked why the officer said the sign was there when it wasn't, and he said the chief told us to say that if anybody fought the ticket. The judge asks the people waiting to plead their case how many were there for the same kind of ticket, and 4 or 5 hands went up. They would hear all the traffic cases one morning a week. The judge explains that their tickets will all be dismissed. He then tells the bailiff to call the police chief and the city manager to tell them to meet him in chambers that afternoon. The bailiff comes back a few minutes later and says they both told him they were too busy to come in. According to lawyer friend, the judge pretty much turned purple and told him to call them back to tell them that if they weren't in the courtroom at 1:30, he'd issue a bench warrant for their arrest. Somehow they managed to clear their schedules. It was probably because the judge had a reputation for bringing God's own thunder down upon the heads of people who pulled stuff like that. It led to a wider investigation, and they discovered that about 80 of those tickets had been written. The town had to refund the fines and court costs, write to the state explaining those tickets had been issued in error and that the infraction needed to be removed from their records. They also had to write to everybody's insurance company saying the same thing.